Are you a woman in business? Are you looking to join the growing ranks of female entrepreneurs taking over the world? You've come to the right place. On Babes in Business, we'll be covering all things business from the female perspective and giving you the tools to empower you on your journey. So now, let's get ready to be empowered on Babes in Business.
Got it.
Hey, thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Michelle Dempsey. I am your head babe in charge. I am here with somebody who I literally couldn't live without. But before I get to all that, I have to thank last week's guest for being here and being so wonderful and sharing so much of her knowledge. We had best-selling author and life coach Faith Washington with us. Saturday, we finally had the expo of all expos that I had been talking about for months and months. I was a presenter at the Women in Power Expo, and I just have to give a shout out to every single person who was involved, especially you, Alexa Carlin, for putting together one of the most phenomenal days that I experienced in my career. To see a whole bunch of women getting together from all walks of life, all types of businesses, all ages, all demographics coming together to support one another. It was a really beautiful thing. But we're past that now, and now you're never going to hear me talk about it again until next year. We really have to throw it over to our guest tonight. She's smart, she's talented, she's gorgeous, and she's also the woman responsible for this hair. So I can't thank her enough for being here. Glennice, welcome to Babes in Business.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you for
so
having me
happy
here.
you're here. And I know you hit some traffic and you made it, so that's great. Looking gorgeous as always. Why don't you give us a little information about where everybody can find you, and then we'll get talking.
Well, my name is Glennice Ramirez, CEO and founder of Divine Hair Salon. You can find me at 150 Northeast Biscayne Boulevard, North Miami Beach, Florida. You can also find us in the page of Instagram, Divine Hair Salon. And we also have a Twitter, and hopefully we have our website going to be done soon this week.
I'm super excited because she's rebranding, and she's obviously hired me as her rebranding guru. And the website's going to be amazing. We've got great stuff going on social media. So I'm really pumped. But I've known you, like 10 years now?
Like 10 years.
I know you 10 years. That's crazy. Wow. So you met me when I was like a baby. Always did my hair fabulous. But I've watched you progress through like these stages in your career. You went from like good to great to really amazing to now you're like at the top of your game. You own the salon. It's booming. You've got business. You're doing events. Like, can you give us a little overview of the type of stuff you do in your daily life apart from managing the business?
Well, it's hard.
I know.
It's not easy having a business, but it's possible. All you have to have is faith, and everything can work.
So you are there. You're open 5 days or 6 days a week? I should know this.
6 days.
You're open 6 days. Do you physically have to be there every day?
I don't have to be there every day, but I like to be there every day.
Okay. Yeah,
I feel like I have to be there every day.
When you're the boss, like there's never really a day off, right?
No, there's no day off.
I get it. I totally get it now.
I like to take care of my business the same way. It's like having a baby.
It is like, hello, I know. It's totally like having a baby because just when you think everything's done, like something changes or something else comes up. How long have you been the owner at where you're at now?
I'm going to have like 7 years running my own business. Doing hair. I've been doing hair for 17 years already. Long time. And I love it. It's my passion. And what I love is that I'm working my passion, my dream. You
know how I know that that's like as authentic as it comes? She is responsible for getting me together for events and this and everything I do. I can't do it without seeing her first. And every time my hair is done, my makeup's done, she gets this like, she'll look at me and she'll get this like little child's grin. You get like all giddy because another person looks great walking out your door. And that has to feel so good because as women, we really value, unless you're a woman, a woman who has a relationship like with her hairstylist, you can't understand the power behind making a woman feel good about herself.
I know the best thing is like when I have a client sitting in my chair. Especially you.
Especially me. I'm there quite often, let's be honest.
The best feeling is when you see that customer with a big smile, happy that you make them so beautiful because all of us women, we have our beauty inside. So it's just getting their beauty from the inside out.
Right.
Like, I love it.
For me, it's so nice because, sometimes I show up stressed and I have so much going on. And for me, because I spend so much time there, I want a salon that's an experience. I don't just want to sit down, have my hair done and go. You make it an experience. Everybody's sweet. The music's blasting. There's coffee. There's whatever you want. Wine if I'm feeling it.
I try to make it like a family. I try to make it like we all family. Everybody, they walk in there, I want them to have the best service, the best attention. Coffee is a must.
Yeah. Well, me, I went to Starbucks at 6:00 tonight, but I've got issues. So tell me, because I initially met you, you didn't always own your own salon.
No, I didn't.
And
I started from the bottom.
I've watched all these shows. There's like Salon Wars and Tabitha's Takeover. Like, tell me, yeah, you literally started from the bottom. Now you're here.
I started from the bottom. Now I'm here, and hopefully there's going to be a lot more project coming soon.
That excites me. But tell us a little bit about because all these stylists want to know, like, when can I go out on my own? How do you make the transition from working under somebody else to opening your own business to hoping clients follow you? Like, how does that even work?
Yes. Well, how I started was I had really no idea I wanted to do like hair. I had always loved fashion.
Right.
That's what I
knew that. Yeah.
Yes, I always loved fashion, but hair, since I was a little girl, I always used to help my mom. My mom been doing hair for a long time. So I used to always help her in the house doing hair, washing the client hair, giving them coffee. So little by little, then I took cosmetology as a hobby in high school. Without me knowing, as a hobby, it was going to become my professional, something that I always knew.
Isn't
that
that funny how it happens?
Yeah, it is funny. So from there, after I finished my high school, I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? So I was like, you know what? Since I took my 2-year course, why not take my test? I took my test, passed, got my cosmetology license, started working from the bottom. Honestly, I did a few little mistakes.
Well, that's where you learn, though. Like, I look back even 6 months ago, and I'm like, oh, my God, I can't even. I'm mortified at the things that I've done. But
I was so afraid when a customer used to sit in my chair. I was like, oh, my God, what I'm going to do? But now it's like, oh, no, can you sit in my chair? Like, I see.
Oh, your confidence is on another level lately.
I see a client, I was like, oh my God, I could do this to her hair. Oh my God, can she sit in my chair because I want to do this? Like, I love when they let me do whatever. I feel like it looked beautiful too.
Yeah. Well, I trust you. I'll let you do anything to me at this point. But so you were at a pretty big, busy salon in Aventura, because that's where I met you. I used to fly down from New York, you guys.
Yes,
I used to come straight off the airplane to your chair. And when I remember my mom called me one day and was like, Glennis is opening her own salon. Oh, my God. And it was like such a big deal for us because we loved you.
I know. Yes.
At what point in that, with you working for someone else, did you decide, okay, I'm doing this on my own?
I did work in Aventura Mall for 4 years and a half. Then I decided I had my son. I had a kid, single mom, 2 kids.
Okay.
I had my son, and then I was like, you know what? Like, I need something else. I need to advance in my life. So I was like, let me open my own business. There is always going to be negative.
Right. It can't be easy.
It's not easy. Or they'll tell you, oh, you can't do this. It's going to be hard. It is hard. But go with what you feel that you should do. I feel in my heart that I should open my business. I had no experience about running a business. I was like, you know what? I'm going to open it. And now, 7 years later, I'm here.
My friends, 7 years. There's a staggering percentage of small businesses that fail within the first year because they're not starting with the right capital. They don't have the right game plan. They don't put the right teams in place. You did it all somehow, not knowing how you were going to do it.
And I did not know how I was
7 years in, that's pretty rock solid. And I've just watched you grow and grow and grow. Glennis was actually responsible for doing my hair for my wedding and my entire bridal party, and everybody looked amazing.
Was beautiful.
But tell me a little something. Events like that, do you prefer to be in the salon, or do you like, because I know you do fashion shows?
I do fashion show. I love being in the salon, but I also like a little away from the salon. I like to do different things.
So
different events.
I think, for everybody listening, what would you say if you're going to, because, you kind of hit the nail on the head. You've trusted your intuition.
I did,
I think was, and also I know there was a shift for you when you became a mom, because for me too, like all of a sudden I wasn't scared to take risks, right?
Right.
And this opening your own business is a huge risk. What would you say is the number one thing that you know now that you wish you knew then?
That I knew now, to put your fear aside. And now that I have my 2 kids, I have one at a time, but now I have two. But now that I have my kids, those are my encourage to keep going. Like those are the ones that make me wake up. Before I opened my business, I used to sleep all day. Then I was like, you know what? After I opened my business, actually, when I was working through doing my business, I used to wake up from 5:30 in the morning. I did not sleep all day. Thank God I had good friends and family. They helped me. When I first found my location,
had your village. Yep.
Yeah. When I first found my location, it was a 4-wall, empty. I was like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? So I had to create and be like, okay, this is where I want this. So I was my own designer also for the hair salon. So which
and it's
I'm
beautiful.
proud. Yes, and thanks to friends and family, they supported me. They were there. They helped me. We did construction. We did everything. I did my own bathroom.
How long did it take from the time you found the location? Because I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. How long did it take?
I used to ask advice from other persons that had business, and they was like, oh, hair salon is the hardest to open a business. So you're going to take like 8 months to a year. It took me like literally like 2 months and a half.
Really?
Yeah, 2 months
You opened... You found the location, you did everything you needed to do, and you opened within 2.5 months.
Yes, I did, because I actually went after my own permits. I used to be in downtown office all day long until they give me the permits.
A go-getter. You don't understand how much I admire that. No, you know what? You're what we call a gold digger, not a gold. A gold digger. You had a goal. You went after it. You weren't going to stop. And that's the kind of hustle. I speak to a lot of people who are trying to get their businesses off the ground. When you don't have that hustle, when you're not hungry, when you're not busting down the door at 5:30 in the morning to get your work permits, there's something that's not going to, I hate to say it, not everybody can be successful. You have to have that magic factor, and you definitely have it.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the services that you offer now at the salon.
We have different kind of service. We do hair extensions. We do a lot of color highlights. We do eyelashes. We do eyebrows. We make women beautiful. They come in not feeling well, but they will leave from the salon feeling divine.
They do, and that's why the salon is called Divine Hair Salon. We have to leave for a break in a second. I am your host, Michelle Dempsey. You can find me at michelledempsey.com or email me, michelle@michelledempsey.com, and I can help you become very well written with all my content marketing strategies. We're going to be back after the break, and we have a lot more exciting stuff coming up for you. See you soon. Thank you for listening to Babes in Business. And let me tell you, if you're looking for a lawyer, I've got the guy for you. The show is brought to you by the Dempsey Law Firm, PA, a civil litigation boutique specializing in personal injury and wills, trust, and estate planning. The firm founder and attorney, Elliot Dempsey, serves clients across South Florida for issues ranging from auto accidents and slip and falls to your basic will or trust to protect your loved ones. We've all got loved ones, so he's the right guy to call for it. The Dempsey Law Firm can be found online at www.thedempseylaw.com or call him by phone at 954-667-8120. Tell him Michelle sent you. And don't forget, change is the law of life. Thank you for listening to Babes in Business. I am your number one babe in business, your host, Michelle Dempsey of Very Well Written, the business I founded to help other entrepreneurs get their businesses off the ground with great content, strategy, branding, social media, editing, and anything in the way of words. I've got you covered, www.michelledempsey.com, or you can call me at 305-469-7500. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock to join me and a fellow babe in business talk all things business. Can't wait to see you there. Are you feeling empowered to be a babe in business? Just when you thought you had all the secrets, I'm getting ready to share some more. We'll see you there on Babes in Business. Hi, you guys. We're back. Thank you for joining us. We're back with Glenys Ramirez of Divine Hair Salon. I'm so happy she's here because everybody's always commenting after the show, oh, your hair looks great. Well, thanks. She did it. We've got Glenys here. Glenys, can you introduce your business for us one more time?
Yes, my business is Divine Hair Salon. It's located at 15532 Biscayne Boulevard, North Miami Beach, Florida.
North Miami Beach, Florida. It's right across from the Justice Center. That's how I tell people. Beautiful spot. I mean, there's so much light. It's a place that gives me great energy. You walk in, hugs, kisses. It's really like the epitome of a family business with warmth, but it's still modern and gorgeous at the same time, and that's what I love about it. I have known Glenny's now for about 10 years, which is crazy to say. I've known every part of your journey, which
Yeah.
is even better for me because I've gotten to see you live it. And even though you and I do two very different things, we actually have a lot in common.
Yes.
Neither one of us can live without the help of our moms.
Oh my God, no way. I cannot live without my mom.
Do a quick mommy shout out. Mommy, I love you. But I know because, it sort of came full circle for you, right? You grew up watching your mom do this.
Yes, I
Now
did.
you're doing it and she's helping you. I think there's so much power to that.
I actually got to thank her for everything, even for my career, for my life, because without her, I don't know what I would do. She's there with me all day. She works with me too. And sometimes I have to leave early or come in late. And thanks to my mom, she's there. She's
I
always
want to
helping
talk
me.
to you about that your schedule, right? Because I mean, you have two kids. I only have one. Sometimes I can't imagine, I think of you sometimes like, how does she get herself out of the house? And you're always looking great. How do you find the balance? Like, what does a typical day look like for you? And you go to the gym, like what?
It's not easy, but it's possible. I try to balance. What I do the best is try to wake up early if I could accomplish everything I have to do. I try to make people happy. I try to involve in my kids' life, try to do activity with them. At the same time, I try to work. I'm a person that I'm very giving, and I love to give love and happiness. So I do my best. It's hard, but it's possible, and I try.
I understand, and I'm like you. I'm a nurturer, but at a certain point, when you're running a business and everybody's expecting something from you,
Yeah.
and you have a child, and you have a family and a house, and all of that, at what point do you tell yourself, okay, no more? This time is for me? Because if there's anything I like to tell the women that listen to the show every week, you need to take time for yourself. If you don't care for yourself, nobody else is going to the way you need to. How do you find, like, where do you draw the line between giving everybody what they want and deciding, okay, this time is just for Glenny's?
Well, yes. Early in the morning, it is my time. Not too long ago this year, I practiced meditation. I do meditation. Like, it's my time, 30 minutes every morning.
I love it. I didn't
helped
know
me
that.
a lot. Yes, I do.
I'm impressed.
Then after that, I do my best to try to go to the gym every day. It doesn't happen every day, but I try.
I hear you.
Meditation, yes, I do it every single morning, sometime nighttime, but that's what helped me a lot.
That for me is probably something I should add on my list of things to do. But look, everybody's different. Everyone has their thing. I have some people who can't. It's so hard for them to find that off switch, and I'm that way. Like I don't shut off until it's like too late. Until my body hurts and I'm in pain. And what advice would you give to somebody who's starting out and they feel like the odds are stacked against them? They're also a single mom. Trying to raise the capital to start a business and all that. What advice, do you think would be helpful?
The best advice that I could give for someone that's trying to start as a single mom or even us women.
Yeah. We need help. No.
Is that the first thing you need to give time to yourself, because if you don't give time to yourself and you don't, like what I do in meditation, if you don't give time to yourself, then how could you give something positive to someone else or a good positive energy? So that's the best advice that I could give.
Yeah, I always say it's like when you're on the airplane and the flight attendant says, in case of an emergency, you put the air mask on yourself first before your child. Mm-hmm. And it's such a great metaphor. And I write about that all the time. It's a metaphor for life because really when you're tapped out, like when I'm in a bad mood and I've had a rough day, how can I give it? Yeah, exactly. Right. And it's so hard to be mindful of that with there's so much responsibility that comes with owning your own business.
It is, but even there's sometimes obstacle or stress, I try to block it out of the way no matter what. Like I was like, okay, it's still a great day. It's still going to be a wonderful day. So
you wake up, you're your own boss.
That's
a great day.
That's a great day. That's how you start being your own boss. When you're your own boss, then you could be a real boss.
And I feel you're probably the same way. Like your standards are that much higher for yourself because if you fail, you have no one to blame but yourself. You can't say, oh, I had a bad boss or I didn't like the people I worked with. It's all on you. So you set the standards so much higher.
Actually, that is one of the hardest obstacle that I had is being a boss, employees.
Yeah.
But even though sometimes I'm not perfect, so there's time that I actually need them too. I actually ask them for their advice. It's not just me having meeting or telling them or
you make it a collaborative effort.
I make it a collaborative effort, yes. And I also listen to them and
So I've done a lot of research on the types of corporate working structures. There's the hierarchy model, which you're not. You're not a dictator. There's one of the other ones is a collaborative model. It's like basically the new thing where everybody's equal, everyone has a say, everyone's ideas are cherished. And I've
Yes, I like
seen
to
you.
have my girls. I like to have their ideas too. Not only my ideas, but I also like to put in their ideas because I'm not
Teamwork
perfect.
makes the dream work.
Exactly. That's
Totally.
what I try to have a team, and I love my girls.
I
I'm
know
so
you
happy.
do. I know, and I know that the respect that you show them, because I've seen it, is essentially why they're so loyal. And I mean, I've seen the same faces there since you opened the doors 7 years
Yes.
ago.
Yes.
All right, I don't want to stray too far because first I wanted to talk about you were just involved in a really cool event. You did the Miami Film.
The Miami Film Festival. Yes.
Okay,
I
tell
did.
me about that because I was not invited and you were, and I want to know what that was all about. The pictures were amazing.
Yeah.
Were you there as a guest or were you doing hair and makeup?
I was actually there as a guest, which it was for C. Madeline. She's one of the she's very known fashion designer, and I was there as a guest, which I was very proud because like all her
You were
picture,
on the red carpet.
I know I was on the red carpet. I was on the front row seat, so I was like, oh my god, and I was like, I did her hair and I did her makeup. Wow, so it was exciting.
So what kind of stuff was like? It was movies. I don't understand. It was fashion.
It was movie, and they did a little bit of fashion, and it was she was one of the category to be she was one of the finalists, so and she actually won.
Yeah,
So.
that's awesome.
It
That
was
must have
perfect.
felt
It
great.
was-
I know that you are her personal guru for hair and beauty, just
Yes.
like you are for me. You have had, you're doing a lot more stuff outside of the salon now, and your whole aura, you came alive again. As we're rebranding, I've seen you sort of like perk up and
Yes.
put so much
Good.
more love and attention into your business. What's next? Like, what do you plan? Because I know you've got some like stuff up here going on. What's happening?
I do. I have idea coming to my head. So I was like, okay, when you have those ideas, you got to bring them to action. So that's what I started
You
doing.
know what I say? If you don't act on them now, there's 1,000 other people behind you ready to run you down
Yes.
and take you out of your throne. So you stay on your throne
So I
and you
decided
act
to
on
act.
those ideas. So what's coming? What can we expect?
We bring in a store soon.
You're a store.
Or store online, yes. A store for hair extensions and our online of hair products. It's coming soon. So.
Awesome. And I know that we're gearing up to hopefully do some events at the salon, which will be
We're gonna
awesome.
be having events, and I have a great blogger.
That's
she actually was
me.
someone that woke me up and like, wait, I love
I didn't
my
want to take the
business.
credit for that until
no,
you said
I have
it.
a great blogger thing.
But that's where the power of rebranding is super important because you get stagnant in your business like you do in your relationships or on your
Yes.
diet. With anything you get comfortable. And when you don't
get-
have somebody to motivate you and push you to that next level, because I'm not just blogging for you. I'm essentially,
She actually my advisor
I-
now.
yeah.
I was like, I call her like, Michelle, okay, should I do this? No, Glennie. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to
I
keep
like
it
telling
forever.
people what to do. Thank you. No, it's really about an extra set of eyes and ears and someone with the business mindset, to come in and sort of shift your thinking and shake you up a bit. Because once you start doing things differently, you've been doing them the same for so long, right? You start
yes.
something different and you're like, huh. And I'll never forget the day I walked into the salon. You were filming the commercial I told you to film.
Yes.
And this, it was like this, you know how Beyonce has like her alter ego? Sasha Fierce came out and I was like, oh my God, we did it. And
we did it. We did it. And you see, beauty is from the inside out.
No, listen, beauty may be in the eye of the beholder, but it's also in your chair at the salon. So for those of you
Thank you.
who are in the South Florida area and definitely need a little pick-me-up, even if, it's just a blowout or eyebrows, whatever it is that makes you feel good, you got to go see Glennie's at Divine Hair Salon to do it. She is on Biscayne Boulevard in North Miami Beach across from the Justice Center. What's the phone number there?
305-944-9676.
I'm so happy you came all the way up here.
Thank you, and I'm happy I came.
And thank you for doing my hair.
You're welcome.
So let me see. What can I tell you guys about? This Friday, I am sitting on a CEO panel for the Modern Women Business Summit at Kaiser University through the Miramar Pembroke Pines Chamber. I'm super excited about that. November 10th, I will be speaking to the business development team with the Aventura Marketing Council about how to tell your business story. I'm a storyteller. I like to tell stories. I like to help other businesses tell theirs. It's very important. You don't need to hire me as your content marketing strategist, but you need someone on your team that can help you pull out those important pieces and sell your business to the world in a different way. Special shout out to the slew of Team Dempsey people that came to support me at the Women in Power Expo Saturday. I had like a whole sea of people wearing my
You look
t-shirts.
beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you.
Wow.
But what I thought was most beautiful was the support. Without support from your village, your network, your team, it doesn't mean as much. So for me to look out into the packed room of people listening to me speak, and half of them had my name on their t-shirts, my God, you guys,
Nice.
thank you, because that meant everything. I've got a lot more exciting stuff coming up. Next week we have, oh my God, my favorite Colombian, Erica Obando, will be on the show with us next week. She brings a lot of energy, so be ready. You can find me at michelledempsey.com. For now, keep it sassy, keep it successful, keep it smart, and keep being a babe in business. We'll see you next week. Like they say, all good things must come to an end. But the good news is we'll be back next week with more tips, more secrets, and more strategies to empower you on your business babe journey. Did you like something you heard today, or would you like to join us on the show? Please contact me now at 305-469-7500 or visit me on the web at www.michelledempsey.com. I look forward to connecting with you and helping you become a babe in business.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.